Well, we've made it to yet another edition of the review presentation for Power Fantasy, covering May 24th to July 27th, the gap between our two big leagues. May 24th started with us coming out of the Bad Time 3 with the never-ending feud between Rugby Water, the Jackalope Kid, and Cockshure's continuing year of humiliation getting worse with a submission win. We saw the Wolfman Murders put Keith Larson Jr. down for the count, a title change for the PF Tag Team Championship as Billy Wett and Noah Gripe claimed the titles for the other half of Cockshure, and a controversially winning the Light Gauntlet by technically not allowed over-the-top elimination to move on to face Zunli Shah later in the month. The weeks of June 1st saw a few big events, including Dead Ringer refusing to break the count on a chokehold on Grace Castaneda and getting disqualified for it. A big bout for one of the pacemakers as Aardvark Jones got a shot at the number one contender to the ABT Grand Championship, getting dispatched in short order by Bonami. And the other pacemaker scoring a huge win with a pinfall victory over Tanky Bruce with the same spear that devastated the Hierophant last fall. The week of June 8th, in contrast, had much darker events, including two terrible injuries to Art Marshall and the Dime. We have no updates on either's, but we can assure you they're being properly cared for and receiving the best treatment available. We also had a medium highlight in the match between the win and loss leaders of Power Fantasy, with Tom Ryder picking up the fall in the beginning of a resurgent period, and an even brighter highlight in Hunger and Thirst becoming the first two-time Power Fantasy Tag Team Champions. On June 14th, we saw Dead Ringer successfully steal the mask of Blue Raptor for a few moments, setting up their mask versus mask clash in July. Sumo Baller King collecting another successful title defense. Mars trying to defend the permanent placement of the end of the fucking world and failing. Bonami winning yet another bout over a pacemaker and a match of the year candidate between Zunli Shah and Akane for the ABT Light Championship, with Zunli Shah escaping with the belt. This show, on the 22nd, was dedicated to a summer edition of the Power World Series, pitting Cockshure and their cohorts against the Friends of White Baby Bobson. The master plan of this entire situation was to make the final bout between White Baby Bobson and Noah Gripe, since the position of Cockshure was that they were one of the same. However, White Baby Bobson did show up and put Noah Gripe down in under a minute in order to free Noah Gripe from control of the firm now known as Rasslin Partners, and costing Cockshure their lucrative endorsements as a result. June 29th was a quick show en route to the Winds of Change, the most anticipated night of the summer, featuring plenty of pyramid action, Mars taking her frustration about her stalled career out on the Afterman, and the crowning of a new PF2 champion as Rio Russell started her second reign with the title. All well and good, but the time we never dreamed would come was indeed here. It was a fantastic show with a lot of huge matches at the Winds of Change. Noah Gripe returned as himself and scored a final victory, for the time being, over the old firm that controlled him. Blue Raptor got his revenge over Dead Ringer and took her mask. Tom Ryder went from being the lost leader last period to the number one contender for Zunli Shah this one. And the vacant ABT Team Championship was seized by the Ballbusters with help of some new friends. But all that has to take a backseat to the main event, where after 904 days and 20 title defenses, the Hierophant finally fell, and the ABT Grand Championship changed hands for the first time since 2024 to the only person it could have, Bonami. And we would learn what kind of champion he intended to be in short order. We rolled straight into the 13th with more action, including the heightening of tensions between the pacemakers and the Dirty Sprites, Rio's war against the Sumo Ballers, and the announcement that Rugby Water is currently seeking second opinions on his health, leading Mistake to substitute for the Jackalope Kid. Chief among all of the events on this show was the consolidation of tag team power in the hands of this group of young women. Swan Rua, the granddaughter of Drongsal and the former Dead Ringer, formed a team with the ex-Pinrest closer Eddie Hammer, and they secured the Power Fantasy Tag Team Championship. Similarly to how the Ballbusters got their belts, they did it with the help ringside from Ellen Ellis and Giselle Thompson. On July 20th, we saw two shows with interesting fights. On Monday, we saw Akane and Beat Me Sicko in a first-time match, as well as the Sumo Ballers losing another battle with their war with the Russells. and Zunli Shaw coming from behind with a perfectly executed binding suplex in the center of the ring to stop the momentum of a dominant Tom Ryder performance and retain her ABT Light Championship. And then on Wednesday, we got to see another battle of import as the deepening feud between the Dirty Sprites and Pacemakers, Jago claiming a clean pin over Aardvark Jones. The larger highlight of that week, however, was the reveal of the blocks of the reality. For the first time ever, we published the wishes that will be granted for the winners of this league before the league even starts, along with the news that this year's edition is stocked entirely with MVPF winners or runners-up, guaranteeing tough competition. This also came with the news that Bonami will be defending his ABT Grand Championship in every league bout coming up in August. So you have that to look forward to. We all have that to look forward to. Our last show of the period was just non-stop action. Mons Soleiman reemerged from legal limbo to take down the Afterman. Rio Russell secured her second defense of the PF2 Championship. Pinrest elevated themselves to the #1 contendership, even though the champions will be booked for the duration of the Reality League. Hollywood's Chris Kong made a return to Power Fantasy, needing a break from the world of acting. And the return of Erwin Handler, scoring his first victory since his return, since shedding the name of Young Nowhere. The end of the Thermite Party comes with a victory at the expense of just Sam, dude. And now for what's coming up next. In August, the Reality League will be dominating the next like 5 or 6? Yeah, something like that. In the entirety of August. Oops, I forgot to update these notes. Anyways, Reality League Final is going to take place on the first week of September, and then halfway through September, we have the Bloody Gala. Again, these notes are out of date. We will have accurate dates as we come towards those events, but you have all this to look forward to, as well as many more good matches on Power Fantasy for the rest of 2026. We'll see you there. I really should figure out a way to add like a fade out, stop recording thing. If you know how to do that, that's cool. Good for you.